Hey everyone, welcome to Zeitgeist Zealots. I'm Forrest.
Misa Major.
I'm Robbie.
So what's the guy's name?
So that's him. Yeah, that was him. If you guys were wondering why that guy looked so fucking familiar, the Jedi saving Grogu was in fact the most hated man of the 2000s. Jar Jar Binks.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah.
I remember
the mocap actor. That was the first mocap too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, because that was before Gollum. Yeah, because
before Andy Serkis
really
affected it. Did you know that it was Andy Serkis' performance of Gollum in Lord of the Rings that made James Cameron feel the technology was there for Avatar?
Doesn't surprise me.
There's your fun fact.
Because I think we were all surprised. Like the first time we saw Gollum, I think we all thought it was just be a guy in a costume, just a naked guy in a loincloth who was just like half starved. But now they actually get
but actually it was a naked hobbit in a loincloth.
It was a naked piece of technology that stole our hearts.
I thought you would say a Harfoot, and I was about to fly up to South Carolina or North Carolina to punch you. Don't you mention those Harfoots?
He's making that up NSA. We're all based in Alaska here, so we gotta get ready for the Russians.
So damn cold.
Yeah, it is unseasonably chilly. For
I can't say
every state we're in. Yeah,
I can't say the same. Oh, actually, I can say the same. For CBR, before we get into it, actually, Force, you go ahead and highlight what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the new Mandalorian episodes. And so, Major, what did you see on CBR?
A little Bad Batch too. But dude, I want to talk about this fucking CBR. So CBR is just going downhill real fucking fast. And Force, you know what CBR stands for?
Comic book resources.
Absolutely terrible. So this article is the 10 most annoying sitcom characters. So I just want to go through these top 10 most annoying sitcom characters and get your feeling if you guys think they're annoying or not. All right, real fast. Number 10, Jackie Burkhart from That's 70 Show. Annoying or not? Like annoying, but like that's her character. Like that's the whole point. Like Michael Kelso, like let's go. Like that's her point. Like that's.
Didn't she move on from Kelso to Hyde? And then Hyde turned out to be a rapist in real life.
Oh, I forgot about it in real life. But yeah, I
wonder if the trial's gone on yet. Because they totally missed the Robert Durst trial and he got found guilty.
I haven't seen a Netflix documentary series, so probably not yet.
Man, apparently we only knew his Dr. Jekyll side.
Oh. Hey yo! With that excellent joke, don't forget to like, subscribe, and review the podcast at your convenience. Number 9 on the list from crapbr.com, Roland Shit from Schitt's Creek.
Never seen
it. Oh, Schitt's Creek's been fantastic.
He's Eugene Levy's gay son, right?
No. He's the dumb hick mayor.
Oh.
But he's like, yeah, he plays the dumb hick mayor. Like that's his character. Now, what about this guy's? Cameron Tucker from Modern Family. You guys remember Cameron?
Oh, I've never seen that.
You ever seen Modern Family? You know, it just won like every Emmy for like 11 years straight. Like it's one of the best sitcoms ever. I would highly recommend it. I love it. I think it personally moved the gay agenda forward in America. Like that's why Obama changed his mind in 2012 was because of Modern Family and all the Emmys it won.
Oh really?
No, I'm speculating.
I was like, what?
It's
That's why he talked to Obama.
What little I've seen just didn't look funny.
No, I love it. It's one of my favorite shows. But all right, so what about Parks and Rec? You guys seen Parks and Rec? Tom Haverford.
That
right?
I agree with.
No, like, dude, what about Tom's friend?
Oh yeah, he's even worse.
The guy always sings. God, I love him. He like just grows on you so much. He's so good.
He's like Tom's characters are the anti-Ron Swanson, just very emasculine, annoying.
But he grows.
Not funny.
He grows up. His character development. He's supposed to be annoying, right? Like he's just like an annoying guy. It's like you gotta treat yourself. Treat yourselves. Episodes are always the best.
Well, now, perhaps the Major. Have you considered that the author of this article might have
awful?
No.
Well,
I mean, don't even go on CBR.
Complimenting these actors.
It's just basically awful. The entire website is just made up like awful opinion pieces. like hot take opinions that no one's going to agree with, and they're just posted to piss people off.
Yeah,
So
crapbooreviews.com. But no, Tip, you're absolutely right. I was going to mention this at the end. That was what I was really leaning towards. But yeah, I just think the writer of this article, who I won't name until I get to the end of it, right? Just doesn't understand how television and TV writing and script writing and character development works and character dynamics. Like, what the actual fuck? Number 6, Grace Adler. Do you guys remember Will and Grace? Grace, one of the main characters.
No,
that's funny because you said like.
I guess Will and Grace probably really moved the gauge into 4.
Yeah, I was about to say that came out like almost 10 years before Modern Family, right?
Yeah, that was. Hey, it's baby steps, right?
So wait, were Will and Grace a couple, or was Will just gay the whole time?
No, they were roommates. Show? Yeah, Will was gay, Grace was a whore. So she was like a promiscuous or whatever.
Oh, but they never hooked up in the show?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't watch every episode. I'm sure they got drunk and probably kissed once. That sounds like a good episode.
What about Dharma and Greg? I think Dharma and Greg's like the exact same show, right?
Dharma and Greg. No, I don't think they were. I don't think Greg was gay. Dharma and Greg. You remember Dharma and Greg?
I don't even know who's in that show.
Do you remember the
Nobody
Drew Carey
remembers
show?
Dharma and Greg.
Oh yeah, I remember the Drew Carey show. Is Mimi on there?
It's all no, Mimi's not actually. You know why? Because this person writing the article doesn't fucking know television. Guess who the fuck number 5 is? George Costanza. What? How is George is constantly complaining about his life, but doesn't do anything to improve his situation? That's the point. It's
the way they do it is
it's a sitcom. It repeats it goes back to the status quo by the end of the fucking episode.
Some of the stuff that makes them funny.
I knew they were never going to choose.
It's really in the situations.
Yeah, like that's the whole point. Like, it's one of the best written characters ever.
Well, he did apply to the Yankees and got that job for 3 seasons. So
Stanza, that's one of the best episodes, right? When George goes complete opposite, right? Like he just realizes his life is terrible, and all of his instincts, he's followed his instincts his entire life, have just led him astray. So it's going to do the exact opposite of what his instincts tell him, right? So I still remember the scene. Like he walks up to the bar, or they're at the diner. He walks up to like the bar to this attractive woman for the 90s, right? And he's like, "Hi there, I am unemployed, single, and I live with my parents. Do you want to like get dinner?" And she was like, "Here's my number." Right? And he's like, "All right." So he does like this terrible interview, and he gets that's the whole fucking point of the character.
I'm just gonna go ahead and guess number 1's Marsha from Brady Bunch. Right?
No, dude. No, dude. Number 1 is gonna fucking piss off a lot of fucking people. I will tell you, this is all from our generation. I guarantee you, this person is under the age of 30 and has never seen a television show before 1991.
Well, I'm guessing
Barney.
I'm guessing Barney
simmering around 80.
I'm guessing Barney's. I'm guessing Barney from How I Met Your Mother is number 1.
Nope. Number 4, we'll get to it. Number 4 is Gina Linetti from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, who is a pretty
I've never seen that one either.
Oh my god, Brooklyn Nine-Nine's amazing. Forrest, what are you?
I don't like Andy Samberg. Sorry.
Oh, dude, Andy Samberg's so good. I'm a mother lover.
What's number
You're
3?
A mother lover. We can fuck each other's moms, because every Mother's Day needs a Mother's Night. Oh. Number 3 is Ben Chang from Community. Again, you just don't understand how comedy is written.
Ooh, Senor Chang?
Senor Chang. Although he does get a little annoying when he has Changnesia, but again, like, we'll just blame that on a lack of Dan Harmon or not, because he was back, I think, by that point. Number 2, Ross Geller from Friends.
Oh,
I
okay.
actually don't know Ross. Don't know Friends.
Yeah, I mean, I just seen a few episodes. It's just like, this is like a show that girls really like, and guys who are in relationships with them have to watch.
Yeah, right. Basically,
really
And I just never dated a girl who was like watching Friends at the time when we were dating. Number 1, drum roll. Michael Scott from The Office.
Yeah, I mean, he's more just like cringy.
He is
than,
cringy.
Like, annoying.
I mean,
it's like cringe humor.
It is cringe. Like that's like the whole fucking point. Like
and it's like he
cringe,
and he doesn't notice it, and everybody just kind of.
Yeah, like that's what makes it so cringe worthy. That's what makes it so like well written.
I think Kelly Kapoor is probably more annoying.
I was just about to say Kelly Kapoor is more annoying, but speaking of Kelly Kapoor, Kelly Kaling, the real life actor, Mindy, whatever. Mindy Kaling, right? Belma. That's an annoying ass fucking character.
Oh, I see how you switching it over.
Yeah. Did you guys hear that she has some kind of award, a Medal of Honor for the woke arts or something like that? What was it, Forrest? What was it, Robbie? President Biden?
The National Medal of Arts from
it's like the ending of A New Hope. She there's that giant procession, like a bunch of blue-haired people in the crowd are supporting her, and like Chewbacca, who's dyed blue, just goes.
So, and when she was given the award, she was given the National Medal of Arts for her show Velma for, and I quote, giving voice to a new generation of storytellers. Like, bitch, please. Mindy is 42 years old. I'm not saying that's old, right? That's young, right? It's hot, right? Whatever. But dude, she was in 40-Year-Old Virgin, which came back out in like 2005. All right, she was on SNL in 2006. All right, so we're talking like literally 18 years ago. That's a whole childhood, aka a generation. All right, so like, if you want to give her an award for terrible writing or whatever you fucking want to call it, that's fine. But don't tell her she's the voice of a new generation. Like, she is not the voice of the newest generation. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Give her whatever word you want to. It does not matter. But
she
like,
kind of is. Major, what are you talking about?
No, dude. She started. She got into Hollywood. 40-Year-Old Virgin, one of the funniest movies ever. Right? That's like her first IMDb credit back in 2005. Okay. A child born in 2005 is now 18 years old, right? So since she's made it to Hollywood, aka made it, has left the real world, right, and gone to Hollywood, right? An entire child has come into votership.
Well,
right?
I think that her success at Velma is probably going to put her. So they're going to bring her over to Disney. They're going to bring her over to Disney. She's going to be given her own show
Award
called,
from the president.
She's going to be given her own show called The Mindylorian. Now let's talk about the Mandalorian. Let's see, aren't you glad you stuck
I like
around
that.
for
That was
one?
good. That was a great pun. That was.
Let's talk about
I do want to say just quickly.
Oh my God, Grogu.
So they were saying that she has given a voice to the new generation. So what you said was correct, Major, is that there are now 18-year-olds.
This is Velma.
A lot, but they are her audience, right? So she's speaking to this new generation and inspiring them with their voice. How can
she represent them when she was literally in Hollywood when they were in the nursery?
Have you seen? Okay, Major, if you had an 18-year-old representing 18-year-olds, that's a Lord of the Flies scenario. People get hurt.
You mean like Greta Thunberg?
Right? Yeah, it's not good. Yeah, you don't want anybody younger than 35 to represent, any major organization, right? It's not.
No.
So it's
yes,
dude,
I agree, but don't put it on paper. That's ageism, and I don't appreciate it.
So
it's not ageism, that's rationalism. It's like, hey, let's protect ourselves against.
All right, well, if you want to be rational,
Napoleon Bonaparte and stuff like
if you want to be rational for a second, don't you think you should also, with climate change being a real issue, right? I'm not saying global warming, I'm saying climate change being a real issue. Shouldn't you maybe, in that case, put an age cap on the people who are going to die in the next 10, 20 years? You maybe don't give a fuck if the world's on fire by 2050, as long as they can retire and buckle ratone in the next 20 years on that fat, sweet capitalistic shareholder prices.
I mean, an age cap?
Yeah, right. Like if you're saying, like, I agree. Like I'm in. Like,
as in, like,
I'm
to
in my
die?
Level. No,
I'm talking about like leadership positions for
it's gonna be like
major influential organizations.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So like, I'm in my early 30s, right? And I'll agree, I'm still a fucking dumbass. I don't know how the world works. I'm just starting to open my eyes and realize it's all a fucking scam, right? So I agree. I'm not saying like 35, isn't a bad minimum. I'm just saying like it's ageist to fucking put it on paper. And if we're gonna put 35 as a minimum, then maybe we should put an age cap, like an age maximus on our leaders, right?
Like Logan's Run, just kill them when they turn 65.
Well, we have the oldest. We have one of the oldest Congresses of all time, right? How the
Check
fuck?
the jewel in the hand.
Why would they be like? Why would we expect them to give a fuck about climate change when they're gonna be dead in 20 years?
Hey, Major,
because
I'm not,
Florida
like,
will be underwater.
I'm not
for the future
disagreeing with you on that.
Yeah.
An age maximum for leadership positions in, say, like a national Congress could be something, but also you do want some. They call it like elder experience, man. You do want a council of elders.
Give them,
like in a lot of ways, many governments throughout entire histories, councils of elders were a very important part because an 80-year-old sees the world differently, vastly differently than a 60-year-old.
I agree. So we'll
like enormously because
emeritus.
They could die at any second.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So we'll give them Senator Emeritus, right? Instead of Professor Emeritus, right? For the old geezers and universities, right? We'll give them Senator Emeritus, right? Like, you can hang out in Congress and pass along your wisdom, but you don't get to fucking vote in, like, you know, the ESG laws or whatever, you know, for climate change.
Oh yeah, because they're like so like indebted to their homeboys and big oil and all that.
Well, I'm just saying, like if you
from 50 years back,
if you're gonna die at any time, right? If you're gonna die if you're a senator and you're gonna die in the next 5 years, then you might as well become corrupt as you can fucking get, right? And take as much money as you can, right? So you can have as much money
the opposite. I hope.
Pass along to your family, right? Like, you have a responsibility, as you know, the breadwinner in your house to make as much money as you can, right? Look at who's that actor? Look at Bruce Willis, dude. That man, God bless him to death, right? Like, found out he had a terminal disease and just started making any fucking movie he could, right? That would give him a fucking paycheck. No, he's like disease.
He's got like some sort of brain. He's got some brain.
So like the last 5 years, we've been wondering why Bruce Willis is, objectifying himself and degrading himself in these terrible straight to red box movies. And it's so the man can make as much money as possible to pass along to his family. And that's a fucking man. That is Die Hard right there.
Or, you just get life insurance, but
he puts the man in Mando. Anyway, let's move on.
Oh, nice. Finally.
Thank you.
He puts the Bruce in
Mando.
No. Mandalorian. Mando Brucian.
Come to Mandalorian, bathe in the waters. It'll be fine, they said.
So I actually haven't watched The Mandalorian. Should I?
Mandalorian. There we go.
Yeah, dude. It's fire. It's fire. I skipped the first episode. Go straight to number 2. Just go. It's good.
So did we find out the mythosaur killed
dude, I love how the armor was gaslighting her. No. It's real. I saw the mythosaur. Sure you did. We all see certain things when we walk the way of the Mandalore. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And she's like, no, I did. I literally saw. It wasn't a vision, guys. I literally saw a mythosaur. Sure. What did you guys think of the episode? I thought it was great.
Well, Rob, what did you think?
I'll be honest. I did not watch the new one.
I didn't watch it either. I didn't watch it. That's why I asked you, Rob.
I was wondering why you just passed it right on me.
Tip. I know. I was just like, all right, pass on the tip. Tip, what did you think?
Of The Mandalorian?
What did you think of the latest episode of The Mandalorian?
I haven't watched any of the episodes yet. I've been
oh my gosh! We're all here talking about an episode we haven't.
Oh my god! All right, so episode chapter 20.
I still haven't seen episode 3 yet either, so just putting it out there.
Dude, this was such a great episode of The Mandalorian. It's what they call a beach episode.
To watching
it. Yeah.
I'm getting it spoiled for the podcast.
Well,
was The Mandalorian?
For 3
Don't worry,
people.
Did he take off his helmet for cockies?
No.
Wait, did Tip turn into Sanford and Son? Is that why he's laughing so maniacally?
No, he turned into the Seinfeld laugh track.
Okay. It's always genuine. Yeah, he's watching Sanford and Son.
Or the Big Bang Theory.
You big dummy. All right.
So we get to see. So Grogu and Mando are hanging out with the rest of the Death Watch, right? They're doing all the training. I mean, it's really cool to see, like, you know, like 50 Mandalorians, you know, training like a bunch of Spartans back in like ancient Greece. It's really cool. Grogu, well, I should say Mando, puts Grogu up to challenge another.
Wait, are you actually going to tell us, all three who haven't seen the episode,
Is Death Watch a person or is it a group?
Death Watch is the clan. That's the clan of the
Watch...
Mandalorians who don't take their helmets off.
Okay.
No tip. I'm not going to go beat for beat. I'm going to get the story
Death
started,
Watch...
and I'm going to hit the high notes.
Death Watch is also a Ghost Rider villain, so I was hoping for a Ghost Rider crossover since Disney owns Marvel as well as Star Wars. So a little disappointed already, but keep going, Mage.
Yeah, I'll try. This is the way. So Grogu and this kid. So the kid from the first episode, who we see,
the really bad actor who's Price producer's son.
Yeah. So it turns out you were close. He's Jimmy Kimmel's nephew.
Yeah, I know. They all
Jimmy Kimmel, who works for ABC, owned by Disney, right? Jimmy Kimmel,
who did blackface in the episode of The Man Show, and now
he did do blackface.
He's
Whatever.
like a super liberal.
He did.
Yeah, he is now.
I've watched that show.
Look, I'm not saying. I'm sorry. I don't mean to say like
I
whatever.
bet you have,
blackface.
Rob.
Like blackface is not good.
I haven't seen that
episode. I have a personal philosophy. Like Tropic Thunder is one of my favorite fucking movies, and Robert Downey Jr. does blackface in that. So, her not being a hypocrite. I can't.
Yeah, but
he did it very well.
Robert Downey Jr.
It was
some people.
What do you mean, you people? Right? It was like
that was my blackface bell.
Yeah, but like let's be honest here. Jimmy Kimmel Live is definitely like a far left sort of opinion, sort of jokes that aimed at the far left. And when you do blackface,
you're talking about. He had Mike Lindell on last month, interviewing Mike Lindell.
Was he in Modern Family? I don't never heard of him.
That's the My Pillow guy. That's hilarious. You're making a joke?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought you were. That was a very funny joke. Forrest, you sound like you watch. I know you watch Fox News. I know you've seen the commercials. Have you guys ever ordered a My Pillow? They're fucking terrible.
Wait.
You want to sponsor this podcast?
Oh,
in that
really?
case. No.
What is a My Pillow?
I bought 6 of these My fucking pillows. I returned all fucking 6 of them. Tried them all, dude. They fucking worst pillows I've ever had in my life. Like, just
what are they?
They're all right. So imagine sand and bricks mixed together, and you spend.
They're that bad.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm gonna order one.
Tip: do you remember Pillow Pets? We used to have those at camp. Those were like Beanie Babies at camp for 1 year, and I think next year they just weren't a thing anymore. But like every kid had like a pillow pet.
Pillow pets. That sounds dirty.
Mike Lindell figured out how to take the sound of your parents having sex and turn it into a pillow, and then sell it to you for $99.99.
Well, still a better deal than the Pet Rock, at least. So,
yeah.
Anyways,
I'm going to buy an NFT of Pet Rock.
So on the Mandalorian, Grogu kills Death Watch, and he becomes the Ghost Rider.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Mephisto shows up, followed by Eric Voss and Ryan Airy, and then we all circle jerk together on Jon Favreau's face, and then Iron Man comes back
to put out Ghost Rider's flaming ass.
Oh, Iron Man comes back in this episode. Yes.
Yeah. Just to kill Kang one more time.
Comes in and joins the main.
But no, so like Grogu, this is the only dumb writing.
He never takes his Iron Man suit off.
He never takes his helmet off. Is this Robert Downey Jr. also naked with the helmet on?
Even when he showers. What?
So I wanted to go over this part because it's like the only bad writing, and just like it doesn't make. I hate how bad the writing is, and so how obviously bad it is. But they're doing some kind of sparring thing where they're using some kind of like paintball darts to try to hit each other. And so like the kid hits Grogu and it's like round over. The kid hits Grogu round over. And then Mando looks over at Grogu and he's like, "Hey kid, it's okay. You can let loose. I know what you can do." And then Grogu does an obnoxious like 5,000 flips over the kid, flips 5,000 times back over the kid, and then shoots him 3 times. And then the referee's like, "Round over. Grogu wins 3-2." And it's like, what? That's not how the round fucking works. Like what? Like that? Like Grogu was standing still. the whole first 2 rounds. Like that kid could just laid him up 3 shots in the first round.
It seems like Karate Kid rules. The kid who's the main character is going to win regardless, even if the other character is winning according to the rules.
It was just the worst, right?
It was an illegal kick.
It was great. So the little kid, after he lost, right, he gets this dragon swoops down out of nowhere. Which I don't know. I feel like if that's like an environment, like there seems to be like in a lot of environmental hazards. Like a couple episodes ago, we saw a giant sea monster come out of the ground. Now they're training on the same damn beach, and a fucking dragon comes out and steals. They will never learn. And it's like, damn guys, maybe find another place to train. Like what the fuck?
Get a fence at least, electric fence maybe.
Maybe that's how it became their training grounds because it was so dangerous.
Right? Yeah, they're like, there's constant danger. Yeah, that's
how can they train if they're getting killed off by every time?
Yeah, I was gonna say, Rob, that's an excellent theory. Except they're so fucking bad at it, right? Like that in the first episode, that sea monster came out of the water, right, and almost killed all fucking 50 of them, right? And this time, a little dragon comes by and just steals like a little kid and takes them off. And Jon Favreau, God bless his heart, right? He's probably thinking so we his character Razla, something like that, and
Mataz
yeah,
the Razmanian devil.
that's a good callback to the 90s or the 70s. I don't know, I watched in the 90s.
Tasmanian devil, that's probably like the 40s.
The 40s didn't have color back then. Do you guys
remember
playing
the 50s?
The Tasmanian Devil game on the Sega Genesis when you like spin around.
I remember there was like a Taz TV show on Cartoon Network, and like it was Taz's entire extended family. I'm just like,
do you think the Tasmanian Devil gives good blowjobs?
No.
I've been listening. I've been listening to the Joe Rogan and Shane Gillis podcast today.
That's what they talk about on there.
No, Shane Gillis shows Joe Rogan the Shit Hoarders episode, and it's fucking disgusting. I would not recommend it at all. Rob, have you watched it yet?
I don't think so. No.
Oh, dude, I'll send you the clip afterwards. It's good. It's a good episode. I saw Andrew Huberman's on there. I can't wait to check that one out. Anyway, some Mando stuff happens. Blah 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 blah. We get a Grogu flashback, and we see Grogu actually escaping from the temple during Order 66, and he gets he gets escorted by Ahmad Best, who is Jar Jar Binks. Exactly right. So it was really cool that because like Jar Jar Binks originally was supposed to be like the most lovable character in the prequel, right? Like there's a very famous like behind the scenes clip of George Lucas saying the entire prequel trilogy lies on like the audience loving Jar Jar Binks.
Although, wouldn't it have made more sense to actually have him play Jar Jar Binks to rescue Grogu, since Jar Jar Binks was totally alive during that time?
Right, exactly. Who is this unknown Jedi we've never heard of before and we'll never see?
He was just like, I'm not gonna play Jar Jar again. It's like I'm never playing that character again. It destroyed my life.
And scarred.
He's like, they're like, we want you to come back. So like, I think it's kind of touching because like he was supposed to be like this loving, adorable character, and he wasn't. He was the exact fucking opposite.
Well, you know,
he got bullied
suicide.
online. Exactly right.
He must jump off a bridge.
Yeah.
It was like so really
Jar
weird
Jar
Twitter.
was just
So now look at Jon Favreau. Jon
Yeah.
Favreau's coming in here and I'm like saying like, hey bro, you get so much fucking shit. Like we have Star Wars' favorite character Grogu, and we're gonna make you that if you want that character, you can come and save the most lovable character in Star Wars, and maybe they'll give you some kind of redemption arc for the fucking asshole nerds on there who are just,
I can't believe people like were that upset with him.
Yeah.
We're mean to the actor.
No.
And he posted
remember, Jar Jar Binks was the fucking worst, and 2, the internet had just come around. We did not know how to use it. Look, 20 years later, we still know how to use it. We're all complete assholes on Twitter, right? If anything, we've gotten better. But like, dude, we were crude. We were Vikings, right? Not me personally, because I was like, 10, right? So not.
This is for porn at that point.
Online, right?
But humanity in general.
Trying to figure out how to download porn on dial-up, right? But for all
I
the
can see nipple
adults out there,
after 10 minutes. So
Attack of the Clones. I love you, Padme.
Attack of the Bones.
Attack of the Bones.
Wait, you guys use the computers for porn?
Yeah,
Oh, wait, yeah, me too.
Yeah, Tip. There's like literally.
Remember when
millions of
Quagmire
pictures and
discovered
videos.
the internet?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's such a good episode. He like you don't
That
see
was
him for
so
like 2
funny.
months.
He points to the mailbox and sees more.
And he had that huge arm.
I gotta go back inside, Peter. I can't get my mail right now. I gotta go watch more of the
Do you
internet.
guys remember the first video you saw on dial-up internet?
On dial, I remember the first one I saw on when I got high-speed internet. It was like a bunch of like Alan Moore interviews.
God, it's so lame. I love
Weird. It is lame, but it's just like
Tim, are you
I could watch
carving a
anything
new
I
bong?
Yeah, what's this?
What's that?
Sounds like you're carving a new bong.
Oh, no,
I
I
thought you
just...
said, Tip, are you the new James Bond?
No. You guys
Tim,
can
are you
hear
the-
that shit?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can hear you.
Hey, Tip,
Yeah.
say
Carving
shaken, not-
galore.
Say martini, shaken, not stirred.
You should say
It's,
Doctor No.
Martini.
What's
Now you sound like a pedophile.
What's
with
an
Sean
octopus?
Connery.
What's an
Martini.
octopus? What's an octopus?
Oh, she
What's
puts
an
I'd
martini
like
in
to,
martini.
Octopushy. Is it 8 vaginas? I wish I was an octopenish.
Good evening.
I'm James Connery. Excuse me, James Bond.
What about you, Tip?
What's your favorite James Bond movie?
What's it? No. Who cares about James
What?
Bond? Do you remember?
More than I do Modern Family.
Because you've never seen Modern Family.
I've seen enough. I mean, hot Mexican mom, the guy from Married with Children,
Yeah.
and the other characters. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
It's
and
fine.
about 50 fucking
For this,
minutes.
I've seen
Yeah.
enough.
What about you, Tip? Do you remember the first video you watched on DSL? No, on dial-up? All right. Robbie, what about you?
The first thing I watched on.
Yeah. Yeah, do you remember?
I think
I
I looked up
Red versus Blue was a big thing.
Red
on
versus Blue was a big-
dial-up.
Trying to watch that.
Dial-up, yeah.
Yeah, because I remember trying to watch, download one of the early episodes.
I remember my
still-
first.
I remember the file was it was like 39 megabytes, and I had to
Dude,
leave
that was like the
running
day,
all
though.
night.
When you spent 4 hours in anticipation to watch a 5-minute Red versus Blue.
Oh yeah, the Red
like,
versus Blue episodes were short back then.
so
Yeah.
good.
I remember my.
Also,
I don't remember
yeah.
my first video. I remember my first internet search, Beetleborgs, and then I think I came to this page like some guy was just like wrote a manifesto how awful Beetleborgs was. It's like Beetleborgs was awful. I was like,
Heartbreaking.
okay, so this
You're
is
like, fine,
internet.
I'll watch
Great.
Gargoyles instead.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
you
a
guys
throwback
remember
reference,
Reboot?
oh, did they do like a really crappy
That was,
reboot
like,
of Reboot
early.
on Netflix?
That was like early Toonami.
Yeah, that was like the first all CGI show. Like I think it came out around the same time as like Beast Wars.
So
It was like
I'll tell
another
you,
all CGI show. What's up?
I'm so glad you guys. Thanks for asking. I'm so glad you asked me. I remember the first.
What's your favorite
video-
James Bond movie, Major?
That's a big Dr. No from me, buddy. My favorite James Bond movie is an Austin Powers movie, probably Goldenberg. If I'm being
Oh, the
fucking
Austin
honest.
Powers movies.
You don't have as many to choose from Austin Powers.
No, I'm
Three.
being insulting here. I'm insulting James Bond by saying my favorite James Bond movie is Austin Powers. But then probably Quantum of Solace.
asshole.
No, Casino Royale. Casino Royale's fucking great.
Oh, that was great. I think I saw that with you back in the
God,
day.
Daniel Craig's hot, man.
You know who else was hot? The chick
Pierce
who
Brosnan?
got killed on the beach. remember what her
Sean
name was.
Connery before he slapped women.
When did that ever stop? I don't know.
I'm just gonna say, what does that mean? Like 7? I'm like,
Yeah, when he was born, when the doctor slapped his ass, he slapped the nurse instead.
he slapped the nurse back.
Finger was a good one.
I specifically remember.
Goldfinger.
Holy
great.
cow! All those ones back from that era, from
First-
like the
The first five Sean Connery ones are great because it's like the Spectre saga. But then I think they did the crappy one with Diamonds Are Forever after the George Lazenby guy. But I think the first 4 or 5 Roger Moore ones are also enjoyable. But I don't think I've seen any of the Timothy Dalton ones. I think I've only seen GoldenEye.
So since no one under 60 listens to podcasts,
Oh, yeah.
no one cares about
and
your
Pierce Brosnan
1950s
was a pretty
movies. Yeah,
decent Bond.
Pierce
I
Brosnan.
only saw Golden. I think the last 3. Well, Die Another Day. I think what I saw that was freaking awful. But I think
See?
Tomorrow Never Dies and world's not enough would just look really boring to me.
So James Bond's like, there's no time to die, and Forrest is like, there's no time to watch Modern Family.
There's no time to watch Modern Bond.
No, there's always time to watch Modern Bond. No, the first episode I watched on DSL, Robbie. Rode his bike
Modern
up
Bond
to the house.
I don't know. It's just not the same. I think like it's over. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, what more could really be said? Like, what other bad guy?
Bond's
they got the rights to Spectre back, and they just totally dropped the ball. They made just like another boring organization.
Yeah, just throw in like a terrorist, throw in a guy with an eye patch.
Oh, and they brought back Blofeld, but he was under a different name, which fooled none of the old school fans. But basically, anyone who didn't know who Blofeld was didn't understand the significance of being called Blofeld. So, but yeah. Anyway, so Mandalorian, 10 out of 10.
A fuck. I'm so glad. Thanks for letting me finish my story.
What were you saying, Major?
Thanks, Rob. I appreciate it. Rob,
all right, what was the first video you saw on
up
dial-up?
to and rode to the house and we downloaded
probably like
and
Asian Pride or something.
Buffer,
I don't know.
Duality by Slipknot. And it took the entire day. Like we clicked.
It was something on College Humor or something.
We let
horrific.
it buffer. Right, we hit pause to let it buffer. Then Rob and I went out and rode our bikes the whole fucking day. Maybe Forrest was a part of it, maybe not. Came back like 6 hours later.
Remember that?
Halfway done.
Came
back that night and we watched a 3.5 minute music video in standard definition. It was Duality by Slipknot. And that,
I can't hear. Hold on, I might have to reconnect. I can't hear.
Was the first day.
That's why he's talking right over you.
I think like the very first College Humor
I just thought this
was...
Irish motherfucker was the rudest motherfucker. I was like, dude, I'm gonna have to call your mother.
He just couldn't hear you.
He taught you better. Yeah. I was like, do we need to hire an editor now? Like, what the fuck? But yeah, so the Mandalorian. So we get a Grogu flashback. He gets saved by Misa, the worst mistake George Lucas ever made.
The Mandalorian that we all watched.
Right. Yes, that we all watched and loved.
I think I subconsciously knew that Jar Jar Binks was going to be in it, so I avoided it. There's a disturbance in the Force. I think Jar Jar Binks is in this episode. So,
then it's just like a rescue episode. So Jon Favreau's character, Riz Vagina, who doesn't like Mando, right? His fat ass keeps his jetpack keeps failing, right? So Mando and Bo-Katan have to end up saving his kid. So Mando saves his kid, and then Riz Vagina is like, "Thanks for saving my kid. Now I like you. You're cool now." So like that tension's automatically gone. Like cool, like. You know, the inner tension of the clan that was created 2 episodes ago is already evaporated faster than a moisture farmer's profits on Tatooine. And that's the end of the episode. It was incredibly short, guys. Like, I was super... Yeah, dude, it was 7:30. We're going to start the podcast at 8:30. And I was like, I am not going to have time to have sex and watch The Mandalorian. And I was able... to have sex and watch The Mandalorian twice. So, I mean, very fast episode.
One took a minute, the other one took 30. So
that's right. Yeah. That's the joke.
The shortest episode of Mandalorian ever.
Guys, can I talk to you about the Bad Batch for a second? Can I sell you on Bad Batch Season 2, Episode 14, The Tipping Point?
Oh, yeah, I'm so behind. The Tipping Point. What did you think of Bad Batch this week?
My analytical observation of the
the tipping.
I thought it was
that took me by surprise.
Anal worthy.
Of how we presented that.
Yes. I believe when the Bad Batch
I don't appreciate you guys making fun of the
anal
rare sacred homage that I like to call Bad Batch. But no, so you guys know I like to watch all the terrible shows for you, and I'll tell you if it's good or not. This was an excellent episode. I highly recommend watching this episode. I'm going to go ahead.
On the level of the giant robot?
On the level of the giant robots. Yeah,
is that why you won't watch Adventure Brothers? Because it's not terrible?
No, I won't watch Adventure Brothers because I watched the first season.
Oh,
and
like when it eats it. Wait, what happens in the last episode?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what happens in the last episode of the last TV show I just watched.
I knew you didn't see it. I think his brother comes back or something like that. I don't know. Well,
You don't know either? Oh, it doesn't sound like you see either.
I know his brother
Because
comes
it
back.
hasn't
as a
come
clone.
out yet.
So, Mandalorian. What's going to happen
And
next
what?
episode, Major? Do you think? They're not going
It's
to
Thrawn.
watch it.
I think it's Thrawn.
Thrawn. I really, because I thought
Well,
Thrawn was going to come back
Thrawn's gonna
until
come back.
Ahsoka.
Ahsoka. Yeah.
Did
that's a good
Ahsoka
point.
come in this episode? Like,
No.
Was she in this episode? Weird phrasing on my part.
No, she wasn't in this episode. So basically everything like kind of wraps up in a nice little bow tie. I'm not really sure where we go from here. There's not like a cliffhanger or like a dangling plot thread.
Is the swamp monster gonna try to kill him?
The
again?
dragon. Oh, okay. So they killed the dragon. And best part in classic Star Wars fashion, they stole the 3 baby dragons. I mean, by stole, I mean, they killed the mom. So it's probably for the best that they take the babies, so they don't just die by themselves. But like now the Mandos have 3 baby dragons that they can feed and train and nurture and then ride. I really hope we get to see the more of the mythosaur. Also, I just love the naming in Star Wars. It's so great and so lazy sometimes. It's like, hey, there's this mythical creature that used to.
It's like a dinosaur.
Yeah, he's dinosaur used to run the countryside.
It's called Big
extinct
Beast
for a long time. What should we call it? A myth? All right, yeah, I know it's a myth, but it's like the size of a dinosaur. A myth, a sword?
Mythosaur.
Genius! Get this man a raise.
It's also really, really big. A bigosaur?
Yeah, like mythosaur. Like, how about get the fuck out of here, sword?
That's funny as fuck, dude.
How about an eyesore when the CGI isn't completed? Okay.
Boo.
I'm putting like 2%
Yeah,
effort into all my jokes tonight. So
Well, that seems to be equal to the writing and I don't know. She-Hulk.
So
not this episode. I like this episode. I couldn't.
I would not be surprised
Sign
if
me up,
writers from
fucking-
She-Hulk have worked on Mandalorian. Did Ron Howard's daughter direct this episode?
No, it was directed by
Rick
that one
Fukunaga?
guy. No, shit. I saw it was directed by. And I was like, oh, is that guy?
You talk about like nepotism in the show. There's already enough already with Jimmy Kimmel's nephew. Can't act. If he's listening to this, it'll get better, I'm sure. By the time Mandalorian reaches season 16, and Grogu's like teenager, and he's like being rebellious, smoking Jedi pot.
You mean Death Sticks?
Yeah, Death Sticks. So yeah. Me and Rob saw Shazam: Fury of the Gods.
Yeah, you want to like
On Thursday.
without spoilers, just tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I think we both had a good time in the theater. I think we both felt it was a little too long. Would you agree? Rob?
better or worse than Black Adam?
I haven't seen Black Adam.
Better or worse than Quantum Man?
I think I like Quantumania more, just because I think what I didn't like about Shazam 2 was the villains just kind of were meh. But the villain in Quantumania, Kang, was really good.
Yeah,
Carl Weathers.
Definitely.
Carl Weathers was the director. Who you guys
Okay.
know is the
Apollo.
Apollo Creed, and he was wasn't he the
Trevor.
guy? Yeah.
And he's also Chubbs from Happy Gilmore.
Oh yeah, he was. Look at that.
Yeah. You took Chubb's hand.
And Grief Karga in The Mandalorian.
Oh, that's who he was. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah.
Well,
one
guys,
more.
Just
What did you guys think
Happy
about The
Gilmore.
One more fight, Mando. One more fight. I can take this jump.
Yeah.
It'd be great
is there
if, like-
a Grief Karga with the Rocky theme behind it? I'm sure there is.
Dun, 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 dun. Well, that wasn't
You
his theme,
should
was it?
Tweet at
His
us
theme
on
was-
Twitter. You should
Well, Apollo's
tweet at us on Twitter.
Apollo's
at
Creed
the
was
Zealots Podcast.
his theme was "Living in America" by James Brown. Don't you remember in Rocky IV before he fights Drago? He's dancing. He's about
Bro.
to.
Bro, I've
He
seen about
danced with
5 minutes of Rocky. All the Rockies combined.
I've
Oh.
only seen Rocky 1, 4, and 5. Although I think I've seen like the second half of Rocky 3, but I've never seen Rocky because Rocky 2 is the exact same plot as Rocky 1. He fights Apollo again. But Apollo,
he
but
wins this
3,
time, right?
but in number 3 he fights Mr. T, but Apollo's his coach, and then basically Dark Knight Rises stole that plot.
I mean, sounds about right.
And
You know
then
what sounds right? Tweeting at us at Ziza Podcast. Let us know what you think about The Mandalorian. Let us know what you think about Bad Batch. If you're not watching it, I highly recommend it. You don't even need to be really keeping up. I think it really hits
we don't.
the key pivotal parts of Star Wars. Thanks so much for listening, guys. We really appreciate it.
Oh wait, on Shazam: Fear of the Gods.
Oh yeah,
I forgot. So like, it was a little too long. I think it wasn't as good as the first one. Villains were kind of meh, but I think the humor really, when it worked, it really works. And it wasn't really like Marvel humor where it's really, if it misses bad. Like, I don't think there was like a joke I was like, oh, that sucks. Like, I think most of the jokes were really good. And also, I guess like the family dynamic was also really good. Because like I think the first one I liked so much about it was it showed like a positive foster home life.
All or none.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, it was just too long, but and they actually call him Captain Marvel. Oh, spoiler. For like a second.
Yeah, a little Easter egg character thrown in there.
Yeah, because I think most people, or like most kids, don't know that Shazam was originally called Captain Marvel, but obviously
Can't keep
some other company whose name I forget owns the rights to that name now. So, they can't call him Captain Marvel legally, but they call him Captain Marvel for like. Well, the guy who played Billy Batson in the '70s Shazam show calls him Captain Marvel. Again, a spoiler.
So you get a nice little kind of flash
It's
cameo, kind of with the old character.
It's kind of like
on
if
television.
Adam West was in one of the new Batman movies, sort of like that.
Yeah, but like
Or like when Lou Ferrigno was in both Hulk movies,
Oh
his
yeah.
his cameo and
yeah.
he's thinking about Lou Ferrigno's biceps. So yeah, I think Lou Ferrigno's cameo in the second Hulk
No, I'm
movie
thinking
was way
about
better.
Lou Ferrigno's forehead. Are you kidding me? Oh
yeah. So both Arnold. There's also an Happy Gilmore audition for Incredible Hulk, but Lou Ferrigno got it.
How did Lou Ferrigno beat out Arnold?
Because he's
Schwarzenegger?
ugly. Because he's ugly.
I don't know. Maybe he had to look more. Had that troll or Frankenstein look that Arnold didn't have. Arnold's face was too perfect, I guess, except his teeth. But that's kind of. I'm sure like Lou was just like he beat Arnold beat Lou in Mr. Universe, but then Lou beat Arnold for this acting gig. But then Arnold did, I think, Conan the Barbarian like a few years later, and then he exploded. So Arnold won again in the end. The riddle of steel. So.
Oh, he didn't think the height was Arnold's 6'2" height wasn't the right match for the Hulk.
What? How tall is Lou Ferrigno?
Well, the role was then offered to Keel.
Keel's
His height
taller.
was 7'2", a whole foot taller than Arnold.
Yeah. So
let's see how tall Lou Ferrigno is.
Richard Keel, for people who don't know, played Jaws and Moonraker and The Spy Who Loved Me. And he was also he was also in Happy Gilmore. He was the guy with the nail in his head.
Fuck! Damn, dude, I always forget how big Lou Ferrigno used to be. Holy,
He still is fucking big.
I mean, he's huge, but dude, he was so big. He's 71 now. Hot damn. He's 6'5" too. Just
Lou
what a
Ferrigno's
monster. Yeah.
So wait, he's taller than Arnold and he got the job. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess Arnold was too short to be the Hulk.
I guess. From what I saw, the Incredible Hulk, it's basically just like he runs into like a problem and he hulks out and he goes away and he walks away and it's all sad music. But there's like no General Ross, no Betty Ross, no Rick Jones, no Leader, no Abomination, none of the comic book stuff.
Yeah.
They don't even call him Bruce Banner, he's called David Banner.
Well,
I think
why?
The guy thought like a double alliterative name sounded too gay.
No, he thought not an alliterative name. He thought Bruce, the name specifically Bruce, was a gay name.
Oh.
Dude, imagine like a time period where you're like, oh, Bruce, that's a gay name. Like, dude, like what? Like, that doesn't even make sense. Like, your parents' name.
How could they think Bruce is a gay name? Bruce Wayne lived with a young boy.
they?
Well,
And then And an
I guess that
elderly
makes more
gentleman.
I guess that makes more sense because, they literate it in the alliterative thing because the star's name of Incredible Hulk was Bill Bixby. So, I guess that's crazy. They didn't call him Bruce on that. Anyway, any other famous Bruces besides like Robert the Bruce?
Bruce Campbell.
Bruce Campbell, he's not gay. Although I don't think
did you
Evil
want gay
Dead,
Bruces,
Evil Dead,
or just want famous Bruces?
famous Bruces who are preferably not gay because we're trying to prove a point that not everyone called Bruce is gay. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Well, I mean, no. Even think about like when that statement was made, like in the when was it? When the TV show?
I don't think they
said
said
it in the 70s.
They probably didn't say it like on air. I think it was just like behind the
Well,
scenes.
no, they didn't
thing,
say. Oh, I'm sure the.
I mean, maybe he just knew a couple of gay
Bruces.
Bruces. You know what I mean?
I'm sure the producer
A
would
couple
come out and
Bruce
say, "We're not calling this guy Bruce because Bruce is a gay name." But I'm saying like.
The last 3 guys I slept with are named Bruce. We can't call him Bruce.
Yeah, like homosexuality was so rare. Like people weren't coming out like in the 60s like they are today, right?
And also, I think the showrunner wanted to paint the Hulk red instead of green, and Stan Lee was like, "Fuck no."
Like that's
Yeah, maybe Bruce was his ex-boyfriend.
There's a Bruce Boa, a Bruce Box
Who knows?
Netter, a Bruce Campbell, a Bruce Jonathan, a Bruce Lee, a Bruce Willis,
Isn't there an actor called Bruce?
a Bruce Springsteen. There's a spruce named Bruce. That's a brush named Bruce.
There's a really fat gay comedian named Bruce, so we can't use him. I'm trying to remember what his name was. Look up fat gay comedian Bruce.
That might be his. It might be like big fat gay Bruce.
Like Big Gay Al from
Wait,
South Park.
I was gonna say, was it a South Park episode?
Big Gay Bruce.
Are you talking about Bruce Valanche?
Yes, that's it. Bruce Blanche. I think he's like an SNL writer. And he's also a comedian. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. His name is Bruce. We can't
What
use him.
an amazing haircut!
It's like Captain Kangaroo, right?
It's Captain Awful.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
Captain Awful.
Yeah, it's a joke. He played himself on The Simpsons as Pokemon instead of Pokemon. That's fun.
Okay.
Wait a second. He appears in RuPaul's Drag Race 3 and RuPaul's Drag Race 5. And I gotta be honest, dude, as looking at him, I definitely want to watch this episode of RuPaul now.
Oh, fuck.
See, he filmed the commercial spoofing Kobe Bryant's jump over an Aston Martin. In his video, Valanche is distracted, does not jump, and is run over by a semi-truck. This sounds hilarious.
And he was also Lou Ferrigno's stunt double on Incredible Hulk.
Was he?
It's all sick. No, I'm lying.
No, I was gonna say, I was really.
It was
holy
Kenny
shit.
Green.
The
That's totally Lou
writing really
Ferrigno.
goes full circle here. You don't mess with the Zohan. He played Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger and Tatiana Ali on an episode of the Eric Andre show. By the way, I gotta say, Eric Andre, since he's gotten older, has really kind of matured a little bit. I like him more. Yeah.
Is he funny?
Who's that?
Is he funny now?
He's funnier than he was 10 years ago. Yeah.
Well, it's interesting because Incredible Hulk with Bill Bixby had the first like Marvel crossover because one of the TV movies had Daredevil in it. I think another one had Thor. So they did that like literally like 20 years before any of the Avengers
he
show.
co-wrote the Star Wars holiday special.
Blanche?
Yeah. Now we have gone full circle. Mythosaurs. Bulbasaur.
Yep.
Bulbasaur. Mythosaur.
Bulbasaur.
Anyway, I think we're bereft of Star Wars references at this point because I think we exhausted all conversation of Bad Batch and Mandalorian, especially when we chose not to watch
you
it.
say that,
Yeah.
motherfucker. I literally have an entire page of notes I've written on Bad Batch that we didn't go over. So I could say a lot more, but there's no point because it's Bad Batch, right? I'll give you one highlight here that I want to say, right? I'll just read you one highlight I wrote here. Between this and the next scene, this just really nails what's best about Star Wars, and it's intentionality, I guess you could call it, right? Like, even if you're just a casual viewer and you don't realize it, one of the absolute best things about Star Wars is that it takes something old and familiar and makes it new and or sci-fi, right? Like makes it science fiction-y, right? Like you have samurai swords. Like, nah, this is space, motherfucker. We're gonna give you laser swords, okay? And then we're gonna call them lightsabers, right? But the Galactic Empire, they're a bunch of Nazis. You've got this evil space doctor. You see this episode, who just reeks of Joseph Mengele, right? And
that's basically what Qyburn was in Game of Thrones. Remember that the evil maester who was experimenting on people? He was basically Joseph Mengele.
How do you know about Qyburn? You haven't gotten that far in the books.
Yeah, he's in the third book.
Oh, is he? I haven't gotten that far in the books.
He lost his chain because he was experimenting on people. So, but like in the show, the actor I think is really good because he's very creepy, but he's also very, very intelligent, and he's like, it doesn't seem like he's done anything wrong. So I think it's the same actor who's like the main Empire guy in Andor. He's like the boss of the lady. He has like the long gray hair. Same actor, like Qyburn in Game of Thrones. So they like to cast him as evil bureaucrats, apparently. But anyway, I think it's our show.
You've got this. Well, let me finish up here, right? So you've got the Galactic Empire. They're Nazis, right? This doctor here who's just reeks of like Joseph Mengele. And side note, how lucky did he get like that Joseph isn't like Adolf? Like no one calls their kids Adolf. Like Adolf's a dead fucking name now, right? Like how close was Joseph to that, right? This guy was called like the angel of death. He was a fucking terrible human being. And he escaped to South America, maybe.
I wonder if anyone's named Heinrich. Because of Heinrich Himmler. He was pretty bad too. But people still call people Heinrich though? Well, there was Joseph Goebbels. Don't forget that.
No, I'm saying Joseph is still a popular name. Like we spell it differently.
I mean,
like, we still call people Joseph. Like my father-in-law's name is Joe.
Some people are called Adolphus still. In like France.
That's very different than Adolf.
Adolphus? It's basically just a length of, I think it's like maybe like a Latin name, Adolphus, which is probably pretty popular in like Spain.
Well, Forrest, there was Nathan Adolphus? Bedford Forrest. Nathan Bedford Forrest.
Yeah.
Well, you're named after him.
No, I'm not.
he's named after Forrest Gump.
No, I'm not.
Who's named after Nathan Bedford Forrest?
But who is he named after? Bum, bum, bum.
Okay.
Forrest the Saint.
According to the Census Bureau, there's only 3,000 people with the name Adolphus. Okay, which granted is probably 3,000 more people than Adolf, but I'm not sure. Like Adolphus seems fine to me.
So once you add US to the end of it, it makes it okay. So you can name your son John Wayne Gaseus.
You can name your son Jonas Wayneus Gaseus, and I'd be like, that's a weird Latin name.
You can even name your son Bruce if you want.
Brucius. So anyway, in this next scene, we get Omega learning how to drive in space. Again, we have something familiar, like learning how to drive, or watching the horror show that is a teenager learning how to drive on a sitcom or in a comedy movie, right? But it's Star Wars, so it's sci-fi, right? So she's learning how to drive, how to fly a ship, right? And it's that gorgeous blend that makes Star Wars work so well. It's that new, fun, exciting sci-fi mixed with the old familiarity that is real life. It's pretty fun.
Maybe not so bad. Batch. So, you want to plug our social media?
I do, guys. You can tweet us at Zeitgeist Podcast on Twitter. Let us know what you think about it. If you want to watch Bad Batch Season 2, Episode 14, The Tipping Point, let me know what you think about it. If you're not as shitty as the rest of the people in this podcast and you've seen The Mandalorian, tweet us and let us know what you think. If you like this episode, leave us a review. You can rate it in-app. We really appreciate it, guys.
All right. Yes. Thank you for that. Yeah. I'm Forrest.
Thanks for listening, guys. I'm Major.
I'm Robbie.
Thanks for listening, guys. I'm Tip.
Misa Jar Jar Binks.
Misa.